A year after the Panama Papers, another massive leak of confidential information about tax havens used by the rich and famous. This time, the leak came from a Bermuda law firm. It threatens to expose how the super rich use offshore accounts to protect their wealth. The files, they're called the Paradise Papers, knows no politics, knows no boundary lines there. Wealthy celebrities like Madonna, U2's Bono, as well as members of President Trump's cabinet, including Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross, use these accounts. Let's bring in economist, lawyer, and author of The Capitalist Code. Buy that book. He is Ben Stein. He joins me now. Good to have you on, Ben.
Honored to be here, as always.
So far, none of this has been verified. It's not even considered to be illegal. But there is a difference between tax avoidance and tax evasion, right?
Well, tax evasion is illegal and tax avoidance is most definitely not illegal. And as far as I'm aware, none of this is illegal. It's just, and it's just this, a kind of old story, which is that people love money and people do not like paying tax on income or wealth. And, the idea that this is somehow a shock, that even wealthy people do not want to pay tax and do not want to have their whereabouts of their money known, that's hilarious that this is considered something new.
Yeah, switching gears, let's get to tax reform. Right now, the House Ways and Means Committee is holding there you go, Ben. It's holding a markup session on the tax reform bill. Now, the members will go through the tax reform bill line by line, amendments, horse trading changes. Apparently, these sessions are going to be held every day this week. Here's Vice President Michael Pence talking about it on Sunday Morning Futures with Maria Bartiromo. Watch.
There's always room for compromise. But what the president is not going to compromise is his determination to see this Congress pass historic tax cuts and pass them this year. And the president is also absolutely committed, Maria, to make sure, as he says, that this is a middle-class miracle.
Ben, what do you think? What do you think the Senate's going to do to the tax reform bill? Will it change?
Well, first of all, let's back up a little bit. To call this a middle-class miracle is really the essence of hyperbole. This isn't a middle-class miracle. This is a way of shifting tax burden from very wealthy owners of businesses, or rather wealthy owners of businesses, to homeowners, and especially in high home values and high tax states like California, New Jersey, Maryland, District of Columbia, New York. We're going to be hit very, very, very hard by this tax bill, and I'm not quite sure why. This bill is a bill that basically says we're going to help out people who are business starters. That's fine. That's great. And we're going to really smack it to the people who are well-to-do people wanting to buy nice houses. I don't understand what the point of that is. Why is it that we do not want to encourage people to own and buy nice houses? What is it? What's wrong with that? Why are we approaching it that way? And if these tax cuts are such a great idea in terms of generating more revenue, why do we need to do anything to raise more revenue? I mean, supposedly these tax cuts are self-funding. Why bother raising taxes on homeowners?
Yeah, I hear your point. Do you think it'll stimulate growth? I mean, hitting people hard in the upper brackets?
I don't know whether it will stimulate growth at all. I mean, it probably will add to growth in some sectors of the economy. It's going to be a hell of a hit to the home industry, the home building industry, which is a very, very large industry in the United States of America, and just what they've done to deserve it, I'm not sure. I mean, it's going to hit people who are buying houses around $500,000 and up very, very hard. Why? I mean, in California, that's just a middle-class home. Obviously not true in rural Texas, but very much so in California, New York, District of Columbia, Maryland. Why is it hitting us people like us in these areas so hard? What's the point? What is the goal here? Is the goal to say, well, you didn't vote for Trump, your Democrat states, we're going to hit you very hard? I can't imagine that it would be the goal. That doesn't seem like a legitimate tax bill consideration.
Well, we'll be tracking it. We'll have you back on. Ben Stein, good to see you. Thank you so much for coming on.
Always good to see you. Thank you so much.